Hello everybody and welcome back inside the box for another episode of Gunpla Kitbash with me, Kukamatsu. In this episode we're going to have a little play and start to see where we want to go with this kit. So, let's jump right in. Okay, we are ready to get started on this guy. I'm pretty excited to get going. At this point I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a look at all of the Kitbash parts that I have available to me, all the different bits and pieces, and let that inspire me and see how that goes, and then maybe make a plan from there. So let's start by taking a look at what I have available to work with. The first thing I have is this, which is the Master Grade Strike Freedom. Also a really great kit actually, and there are a lot of really good things I like about this kit. The feet, the legs are simplified, the backpack is really cool, so maybe there's something on there that is available to use. I also have this, which I've been wanting to use in a kit somehow. Not sure if it's right for this kit, but I just love the shape of the Evangelion kits. I have the Unit 0 and Unit 1 done and painted all up, and I thought I might use this as a source for Kitbash parts. So that's an option. I don't know if it'll work out, but we can see. I also have a lot of stuff in my boneyard. This is actually a Freedom 2.0 kit. We got the Curios there and the Blitz Gundam there. Got all sorts of stuff that we can work with here. This is stuff that I've grabbed parts off of for previous builds, and I keep it all like this so that it's easy to work with and see what I have. And then in addition to this, I also have a whole bunch of trays of Kitbash parts. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those parts and just take out stuff that looks interesting. I have no idea how I'm going to use it yet. I just want to grab some stuff that maybe is a good candidate for doing some kitbashing with. I keep all my kitbash parts in containers like this to make them easy to find, and I have them sort of categorized in a loose way so that I can more easily find what I'm looking for. Now, I have the advantage that I've been doing this for a while, and so I have a lot of kitbash parts. I have, I think, 12 of these trays full of stuff. Some of it's more useful, like this kind of thing. Some of it is actually probably garbage, and I should go through it and get rid of some stuff. But I know not everybody out there has access to this kind of parts or whatever else. And I just want to say, like, you know, it doesn't really matter if you find stuff around the house, you find stuff at your local hardware store, maybe little bits and pieces that you want to add. You know, even if you have a second kit, perhaps you can start finding stuff in that to start doing this kind of work. When I started, I really only bought those first two kits and started with that. My very first project only used parts from the kit itself, so don't use that as a limitation to not do the kit bashing. I think that all it takes is a little bit of imagination and you can get going with whatever you happen to have. So I'm going to go through some of these parts and look for some parts that might be useful. My goal at this point is not to find the little detail parts and the stuff that's going to fill out the spaces and things like that. It's to find the bigger shapes that maybe are going to give us some idea of what I want to do with this kit. Looking for inspiration basically at this point in terms of different shapes and different pieces. I think I have a good selection of stuff to start with here. One of the questions that comes up for me when I'm starting a new project like this is, do I just want to enhance the kit as it is and be the same mobile suit just with some extra details or extra shapes or whatever? Or do I want to just take it in a totally different direction and make it something completely outside of that? My tendency normally is to kind of still keep it related to the original kit, not go so far out there that it's just an entirely new like robot or something like that. Although I am tempted to do that quite often, but I really like the Gundam universe, and so I tend to sort of stay inside of that. Even if I go further away from the original kit, usually still relates somehow back to the original mobile suit, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not making any of those decisions before I start. What I'm going to do now is just have a play, and the idea is just going to be to take it apart, try some of these things out, maybe put some different legs or different whatever else on, and just get a sense of where I want to go and what direction I want to be with this kit. Okay, I think we're starting to get somewhere here. I'm starting to get the feel for what I want to do with this kit. I've been playing with a lot of different stuff. You saw me go down a couple of blind alleys there. The stuff with the EVA Unit 2 didn't really work out. I like the idea of having a really thin abdomen, but the style of the inner frame of the EVA 2 is just not quite right for the more industrial inner frame style that we have going on in the rest of the kit, so I don't think that's going to work out. I ended up switching to the Barbatos abdomen and actually used the whole torso from the Barbatos, which I think is going to work out really well. I love the Barbatos inner frame. It's just got so much cool stuff in it. I love using it for kit bashing stuff. I don't want it to look totally like the Barbatos abdomen, so that's why I put this panel in here. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. I don't want to hide those pistons in there, but I don't want it just to be open space either. I want it to fill it in somewhat, so I'm going to figure out how to do that. Maybe I can use a little bit of the inner frame from the original kit to fill in some of those spaces, just to make it look a little bit more bulky. I'm also not totally sure about these things on the side here. I like the ones from the Strike Freedom kit just because they're long and skinny, so I might end up switching those out. I did a little play with just some thruster stuff on the back of the leg there and the heel of the foot. I think that needs more development just to get it all working, but it's a good start anyway. And of course I switched to the Strike Freedom legs completely. I like the bigger feet, the simpler shapes of the panels. I may need to bring some of the upper panel stuff into that kind of same simpler language. I think there's still a long way to go in terms of discovering all of the things I want to do to this kit. And there's going to be a lot of fitting and making it all work. But I think this is a really great start just in terms of getting a feel for which direction we're going with this and the overall look. I do really love the sort of exposed mechanical bits look, so I want to retain a lot of that stuff and then bring more of that into the rest of the kit where possible. You can see I've made a total mess of all my parts and all the stuff that I had around me. I've torn a lot of stuff apart. But that's kind of how it goes in terms of having this stuff around as inspiration, not necessarily using it all or ignoring a lot of it actually, probably, but it's great to have that as inspiration. And of course I haven't done anything with the backpack so far, but I do intend to have the backpack on the kit because I think it's just so cool. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do, if anything, to that. We'll see when we get there, but we'll save that for later. So still lots of work to do, lots of discoveries to be made, lots of fixing and fitting to be done, but I think this is a great start. Thank you very much for watching. That is the end of this week's video. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a like on your way out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.